Hi friends, I'm so excited to see you guys again. Tonight we are going to be doing our fettuccine with sausage and garlic bread. And then also as a treat we're going to do banana nut bread, and also we're going to do a pear sangria. If you are new to my channel or either you're oldie and you have not gotten an opportunity to be with us and subscribe, I'd like for you to become a new subscriber by clicking the subscribe button. So what we're doing today, we're just going to go right into getting started with the banana nut bread, because that is actually the thing that's going to be taking the longest. So right here you see me kind of smishing down the bananas, and it's really important that you get bananas that are really ripe, because I have found, especially since trying it again, with doing it with bananas that are not really ripe, they're not that sweet, and the consistency of the firmness is not going to be true throughout the banana nut bread. So what we're doing now is just kind of prepping the bananas and getting them ready for all the other ingredients that are going to go in. And I did just one large loaf and then also a smaller one to give away. So here you're just seeing me add in the additional ingredients like the eggs. And you're going to see that I'm going to be a little bit complicated putting this thing together here. We had just gotten this mixer and I had not really had an opportunity to utilize it before filming this video. But finally got it together and I was on my way. At this point you see me adding in some of the milk to get things going, and going now into the brown sugar. We also added the flour. So you see me taking a cup here and adding in a cup of regular flour. And then the other mix that you saw with the brown sugar also included some of the almond flour that we actually grinded down ourselves, that I found that works so much better than the ready-made almond flour. I feel like the texture is just totally different. I actually went and redid it again with someone else's recipe and hated it. So we actually went back in and we added the salt, we added almond flavoring, and then also vanilla extract. So when we finish putting in the butter, I usually take the remaining of the butter that's on the wrapper itself and baste down the two pans, or either the big pan and the smaller one that I use, and just prep it right before. I'm adding in a little bit more butter because when I was looking at it, I guess we had too much flour and I didn't want to have to go adding more liquid into it. So I went ahead and just added a little bit of butter to just blend everything up to make sure we had a good consistency. So now we're just going into pouring it in and getting it prepared to go in the oven. As you can see, I literally do a lot of things freehand. I can learn a recipe and then kind of tailor it up to something if I feel like maybe it has too much sugar, or it just has too many spices or seasonings in a recipe that we're using. I'll kind of tailor it down, or I'll bump it up, just depending on our taste buds here at home. And I feel like it's so important for people to do that when they're doing their ingredients. Now with the flour, I think you just have to follow that, just depending on how dense you want your baking goods to be. If you want them a little bit lighter, I believe that blending a little bit more messes things up and it makes it actually tougher. Like they always say, don't over mix any of your baking goods because it just totally messes up everything. Again, you can see me here fighting with this thing. It definitely was not my favorite of the day. Since then, we have actually converted over to the KitchenAid professional mixer, and I have to say, much better product. But this one is great if someone is just getting started into baking and really don't have the funds to go in. I was kind of pushed into purchasing this one because every time I tried to get the KitchenAid Professional, it was never available. So here I'm finishing off the banana nut bread with some extra pecans and also finishing sugar, which ended up being just a little bit more, I think, a thicker grain than when you have like granulated sugar that's really fine. And this one has like the texture is left on top, so you can see it once the baking is finished. So right here we're just going in and putting everything in, and I think I was trying to put this thing in while I still had the camera attached in front of me, and I couldn't get around to push the bread all the way in completely. And here we are getting ready for dinner. I am getting the sausage browned up because it's really important to make sure you take your time and brown your sausage. You don't want half-cooked sausages going into your meal. And what I usually do is brown a little bit at a time, clear out the pan, and then finish in with the remainder of it. You'll see here that I'm also trying to multitask when it comes into getting things done. I hate having to just work on one item at a time, and so we're getting the pasta prepped and ready to go, so therefore I can get started also on the sauce really soon. So here you see the pasta's going, it's almost done, and the sausage is on its way. And right here we are actually doing the browning of the butter to get started with the sauce. We found that we actually like doing our own fettuccine sauce, the Alfredo sauce, from scratch, because it does not have all those extra preservatives and the unnecessary things that we really don't like in it. And then also you find that it doesn't taste the same. It always has like a nagging aftertaste that just does not seem to settle up. And then I noticed also as well, days after, when you have a pre-made one, it just, I don't know, the flavor does not taste the same. And I really think it's because of all the chemicals in it. We're getting ready to do our garlic bread. So I cheated a little bit and already had bread that was made because we just did not have the time with all the other things we were filming for that day. So I just did some of the bread and prepped it up, but we did also make the garlic butter spread. Just getting some parsley, some garlic, and also some fresh butter. And when I'm saying fresh butter, I mean it to say it's not the margarine. I have found that we have probably not used margarine in maybe over 30 years. So just using butter, it just gives a richer, fuller taste, and everything just is beautiful. Right here, we're getting started making the sangria. We are using, I think we did a Pinot Grigio with this one, and then also the Kern's Nectar Pear drink, and also a little bit of Grand Marnier to get it started. Okay, so you can see here, I was so impatient. I could not wait to cut this for this video for you guys to see. And I probably could have waited a little bit longer because it started smushing. So we're prepping dinner by putting the pasta in our bowl with the Alfredo sauce and a couple of the sausages and some pre-done parsley. And there is dinner. So yummy, you guys. And it's nothing like having a fresh meal put together and just taking a little bit extra time. I know it's sometimes easier to just crack open a container and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's also nice to be able to give your family fresh ingredients. So this is our video. We love seeing you guys again, and once again, like, comment, subscribe, and we are looking forward to seeing you on the next video. See you later. Bye.